you can relax. That's the name of our podcast.
Hello, welcome to Relax the Podcast. I'm so sorry we missed you last week.
My fault. My
Eric's
bad.
fault.
Had a total meltdown.
Yeah, it's okay. I have them often.
That's the truth, is that I was stressed. I had a very long day of dad taxi driving to and fro. And I didn't have a good night's sleep the night before. I had a really bad night of sleep. And so I took Z-Quil, not an ad, because that makes you feel so funky the next day.
Yeah.
Like real, like hell drowsiness that I feel like lingers the entire day, but I just wasn't falling asleep, and it was in the medicine cabinet, and I think I took a lot of it.
Eric does this thing that's a little bit like horrifying.
2
First time I saw it,
morning.
I was like, he picks up things that are like drinkable medicines from over the counter, like Pepto-Bismol
Yes.
and NyQuil. He like drinks them like a soda. Like he opens the lid
the
and like
measuring cups,
drinks
they
it.
get sticky and you lose them. You know
And
what I
I'm
mean?
always like, I remember the first time you did it, I was like,
It's
whoa,
about
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa.
shot.
You don't know. What are you doing?
I know how to take a
the
slug of
crap out of me the
Pepto.
first time I saw that. And it still makes me very uncomfortable. But yeah, that's a bit dangerous, I think.
It's a recommended dosage.
Not how
Anyways.
you do it.
Anyway, so I had taken Z-Quil at like 2 a.m. to try and fall asleep because I had to get up early, and yeah. But so I was just like having a funky day. Was very stressed, very grumpy, and I was like, I can't do it right now.
Yeah.
With thinking that we would do it later, and then I'm sorry. Well, I'm trying to own it. It was my mistake. I'm trying to own it.
That's nice.
And so if you were disappointed, it's my fault, and I apologize.
I didn't even say anything. I didn't even go like, sorry, no episode today because of blah, blah. I just was like, all right, no episode. That's okay. We'll do it next time.
Life happens.
Life happens. Yeah,
but
there's a
we're
lot
here now.
going on. And also there's just in general a lot going on in our lives right now. And then you had like some work stuff that was stressful, and then life stuff. And then we're just also trying to like, there's a lot going on. And
yeah, I'm not making excuses.
I am.
But
we missed you guys is
I
what
had
I'm
a
trying to
super
say.
funky, stressful day, and I just panicked. And that's real shit.
Yeah. So today though, I'm excited to be here. I've made a cocktail
What's
for
your blue
myself.
cocktail?
I feel like you always have a fancy drink or like a cocktail on this show.
Did you put food coloring in water?
It's Gatorade. I don't need more Cokes. And that's all I drink is
Travesty.
Coke and water. And my water thing that I drink out of is upstairs on the other side of the house. I didn't want to go get it.
You only drink Coca-Cola Classic, like the real stuff. Not even, we're not even talking diet or zero. Like,
right.
And water, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't like
and blue Gatorade.
So
I like
your
blue
palate
Gatorade.
for beverages, like it's not. I always get fun, different kinds of drinks.
Yeah.
I'm a big fluid person.
I'm not a big fluid person. I drink.
Kombuchas, electrolyte beverages.
Yeah, it's not interesting to me.
Adaptogens.
I drink beverages based on like I'm thirsty, and so I need a drink, and so like water quenches, ice cold water quenches the hydration, but then Coke I feel like is a great chaser with food. Like I don't think I ever just want a Coke for no reason.
Well,
like I always have to have it with food.
Yeah, it's like a aperitif.
Yeah.
But you also never drink the full can.
No.
Even the little cans.
No.
But this thing's saying it's got like B vitamins and C and ashwagandha and theanine. I'm sounding smart.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Magnesium.
It's not interesting to me. I'm not interested in anything that's a drink that's not.
And you don't
water or
take
Coke.
vitamins.
I have taken them.
But you don't take a daily vitamin as part of your daily routine.
I forget. I don't. I did when I was pregnant.
She'll outlive us all.
Because I had to when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
But I remember too.
You hated it. You hated doing it.
Well, because it made me I was so sick. It made me so nauseous. But I remember there were so many things with pregnancy the first time around that I was like, I have to what? Like there's so much I didn't know before I was pregnant the first time. Like I didn't know I'd have to go to the doctor so much. Like I thought like you go a couple times and like get an ultrasound and you get to see a baby. Like I didn't think you'd like be going all the time. I didn't think I'd have to have my blood drawn like at all, but like certainly as much as I did. Like I feel like I was always getting my blood drawn. And when I found that out, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do it. I don't, because I was so scared of needles at the time. And I didn't know that you had to take very specific vitamins every single day. Like there's so many things I didn't know that I was like, what? I don't want to do that. I had no idea.
Mhm.
Like I feel like I was prepared for like having a baby and like being a mom, but like pregnancy, I was just not so underprepared for.
Why are we talking about pregnancy?
Because
I said vitamins.
we were talking about vitamins
and that's
how
the
I
only
had to
time in
have
your
them-
life you've taken vitamins.
taking them every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why. Sorry. I just look for a reason to talk about it all the time. I just want to be pregnant so bad.
there was some comments from last week where you were like, we're going to do a gender reveal. And apparently I just stared off into death space and froze. And that was
We did do a gender reveal and it was really fun.
of the chicken.
I have a chicken. And actually,
exact.
there's a story about this cup. So I'm drinking blue Gatorade out of a fancy cup. And actually, funny enough, you bring up that gender reveal because I have a funny story about this cup. Because I made a cake for the chicken gender reveal. Surprise, it's a girl. And the kids were so excited to shove a cup in a cake. Like they could not wait. They thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So I had to find cups that like could withstand like our children shoving a cup in a cake and not like shattering or whatever. And so I grabbed ones that were smaller because most people use like champagne glasses or wine glasses. And I didn't want to do that because the stems I felt like were too thin for them and they'd break them or something. So I found these and a couple other ones and we do it. And everyone's so excited and so happy. And Ice Queen over here comes in. Was that what we were calling to Ice Princess yesterday? What
I
were
was
we calling
calling you Ice Princess.
He comes in and it's in the vlog actually.
Is it really?
It's funny. But he comes in and everyone's so happy and excited and you just hear Erik go like, yeah, well, those are my very nice cups I got at a flea market in Los Feliz or something like
Yeah, no, they are. They're like 1960s, like very delicate glass gold rim thing. Yeah, I did buy them at a flea market.
But
in
you were
Los
so
Feliz.
pissed. It's
Well, I was
a
like,
funny
why is she?
moment.
And the kids are just slamming them against each other and
No,
into cakes.
It was just me and Flynn had this cup.
I already knew what the chicken gender
But
was.
he was like, everyone's so happy. But you see, you don't see, you just hear it. And then you see me go like, it's funny. But
I didn't care.
anyway. So you got these at a flea market?
I did. I used to go to like the kind of thrifty vintage flea. I used to live off Fairfax in LA. Like walking distance where they have a flea market every Sunday. It was like really popular
I think
and fun.
I know what you're talking about.
And there'd be like food and whatever, and there'd be live music and a bunch of people set up their stalls selling like all kinds of different art and vintage things and stuff. Yeah, it's like super fun. It's not before moving to LA, I didn't know that was a thing, but that's something that they do there.
Nice.
They do it at the Rose Bowl too.
Yeah,
that's a way bigger one. But yeah.
Who needs to relax for you today, love?
I am being asked to float something to you.
What is it? Float like a toot?
No, an idea.
Oh, okay. You were asked to do this?
Well, so one of my best friends from growing up, still one of my best friends to this day, is very like active socially. And we used to call him in high school, we used to call him the cruise director as a joke because he would always like organize like events and things or whatever, nights out and whatever. In any case, he's been asked to like chair or produce, if you will, a high school reunion for my high school.
Oh.
Look at your face. And he's like, you gotta come. And I've never been to one.
You should go.
Apparently these happen like periodically.
They happen all the time. There's like 5-year reunion, 10-year, 15, 20.
And I've never been like, nah, no. I mean, what I mean? It's never been like a thing. But like now it's just because he's in charge of it. And I miss my friends from back home. I'm just like, maybe I will.
Yeah, you should go.
And you're coming.
Oh. Well.
So have you ever been to a high school reunion?
Absolutely not.
Do they need to I feel like, do they need to relax? I feel like it.
Yeah.
At this point, you know what I did? I do think I went to one that was like, that wasn't an official one. You know how like everybody used to like go home for Thanksgiving? Mm-hmm. Like So we like, everyone from like in college, you know what I mean? You go home for Thanksgiving and those are kind of unsanctioned kind of reunions. But this is, I don't even want to say it because it makes me feel very old. Mm-hmm. But what reunion do you think it is?
I actually have no idea. I really don't know numbers of like how long it would have been. I don't know.
What? You don't know
how long?
Numbers?
I don't know. I don't even know when you graduated. You're so much older than me.
I graduated high school.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
It's too much, right?
I don't know. What is it, a 30 year?
No, Jesus.
I don't know.
It's a 25.
Okay.
I graduated high school in 2001.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oldie.
So are you going to go?
It's on like around Thanksgiving.
Interesting.
And
so my birthday.
Well, everything's everybody's birthday. What do you mean? Like that whole month, it's everybody's birthdays. It's all stacked right in there. So what I was thinking, I'm floating the idea.
You're doing this on our podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if we went to Connecticut for Thanksgiving?
I don't know. Maybe.
And then maybe you could go to my high school 25th reunion.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Do people bring their significant others?
I've never been to one. I've been invited. I've heard rumblings of them happening.
You've heard tale.
And we live very close to where I went to. It could be very easy for us to go.
Close,
I've never even slightly considered it. I've never wanted to. I think high school reunions are for people who enjoyed high school, had a lot of friends in high school, who would enjoy going and seeing everyone. I would not enjoy my own. I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy yours.
When I am back, I see the people that I kept in touch with and want to see. Yeah, I don't feel the need to like.
If we're in Connecticut and that's when it is, the high school reunion is happening while we're in Connecticut, like I'll definitely go with you.
I think, have you ever seen that movie, Romeo and Michelle's?
Of course I have.
I feel like that's one of the movies that you've seen. You know what I mean? Out of the 5 movies you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it, do you remember it? Why is it so important to them?
I think everyone wants to go to like show off how cool they are now, or like how.
Like, cause the guy like lands, like it's like Alan Cumming and he like lands in a helicopter or something.
Yeah, I guess.
Something about Post-it notes.
Yeah. So I think, it would be like to go and to like be like impress everyone or something. It's just not something I've ever been interested in, at least for my high school, but that doesn't mean.
Well, that's a pretty cynical take on it. Don't you think people like go there because they want to see it? Yeah, I guess fun to maybe deep down. That's probably.
Well, I don't know for everyone. I know that like, I think there's a lot of people who go who like had friends in high school who want to see their friends and see what everyone's been up to and see how they are. I'm sure it's like, that's super fun for a lot of people, I bet. But like for me, I just didn't have a lot of friends in high school.
I feel like it's a thing. Yeah.
And the ones that people I was friends with, I'm still friends with. And if I'm not, it's because I don't want to be friends with them anymore. Yeah.
I think in that movie, I feel like there's like high school reunions it's in like lots of pop culture, like TV movie. Like it's like a trope, like writers write it into things. So I feel like seeing it a bunch, like when I was a kid and you go and they like have a name tag for you, you know what I mean? Like, because people like, and then you kind of, oh, that's you. I didn't even recognize you. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know why people are doing this, but also like, I can't imagine going to this high school reunion and being like, I don't know who you are. I don't recognize you. What's your name tag say? And then having a conversation with that person that I didn't even,
Yeah.
I feel like I would know how do you not remember someone's, I don't know.
I wouldn't remember people.
Yeah, I guess
I have a horrible memory.
I guess that's true. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't if I wasn't friends with them.
Yeah, I would not remember. Like I feel like already in life, people have seen me like on the street or like at an event or something. They'll be like, "We went to high school together," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," and like I literally don't remember them.
And then what do you do? What do you do? What is in that movie? It seems to me like they meet in like a ballroom and it's like a dance.
Yeah, but I don't know what you
like
do.
A high school dance.
I mean, I've never been to one. I have no idea. I think it's just like people mingling and like, I honestly have no idea what you would do at it. And so your friend is like throwing it.
Yes, because they know of his social prowess. They asked him to like head it up this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's I bet you know who it is, and he's like in charge.
That's great.
I guess.
Well, you should go.
We were texting today, and he was like, "You gotta, come to this one. You never come to them."
Yeah,
I guess they're doing them like every 5 years.
I know they do them often. I think it is for people who have like lots of friends in high school and want to like catch up with everyone and like see how everyone's doing. And I don't know. It's just not something that I was ever like. I want to see what everyone's up to. I want to see like it's honestly like kind of like one of my worst nightmares.
Doesn't it sound like a nightmare?
Well, maybe not for you. I'm not saying it would be for your situation. Like I would happily go with you if you wanted me to, if we were there and it was like made sense, but I would never want to go to mine.
Well, like imagine like my group of friends going because he's in charge of this and doing this, you know what I mean? And I'd be excited to see them, but then we'd be, but like, who are the people that are, I don't know.
I don't know, love. So who needs to relax? Is high school reunions or me or going to high school
I don't know.
reunions?
Sometimes
we just say that and then just talk.
Yeah, we just say things. I mean, I have like an actual one that I can do, but I just wanted to put you on the spot and see if.
I mean, if we're there already and it makes sense, yeah, I wouldn't want to fly to Connecticut just for high school reunion unless it was really important to you.
But so if it's like, I don't know how because if it was another time of year, I'd be like, hey, like, you know what I mean, like. I've earned this. I'm whatever. Well, I'm gonna fly home for, you know what I mean. Maybe I'll take a kid, you know what I mean. And I'm gonna fly home for 3 days, go to Spain, come back. But like it's like
it's kind of the worst time of year for us because
it's like Thanksgiving. But I think people do it because they think people are
but for us and our family, it's Thanksgiving, which we always host for my entire
birthday,
family.
Your birthday,
yeah, it's the twins' birthday, my birthday,
then Flynn's birthday,
right, and then Christmas. So it's like it's a really crazy time.
Well, also, isn't that like notoriously the worst travel time on the planet?
It sure is, but. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying like, yeah, if we're there and it makes sense, like, and
can you imagine if I missed Thanksgiving?
What, here?
Yeah, if I was just like,
no, that doesn't matter. As long as you don't miss Christmas, you could miss any other holiday and it wouldn't matter.
What about that pecan pie?
I'll make it for you when you get home.
You will?
Yes, of course.
I think you burnt it this year.
Rude.
Something weird happened with the pecan pie.
Yeah, you turned off the oven while it was in there. And then turned up the oven. You like kept changing the temperature of the oven.
I love how I burned it because I messed with the oven when you were cooking it. But in my mind,
I messed it up.
It's still your responsibility. Who needs to relax for me?
Well, you
talks too much. One. Yeah. Okay. Your turn to talk.
Oh well, I mean, I would love to talk. I wrote down some things. Okay, who needs to relax for me? Is trampoline parks.
Oof.
So we did a little staycation over the weekend and we just, like we've been saying, life has been hectic.
Felt
and I was
like I needed to wash my hands just to even
we were like, oh, we got to do something with the kids have been asking to like go do something fun, go on a vacation or something, but we haven't been able to, and we're not going to be able to for a minute. So it's like, well, what can we do to just change things up and make a fun memory for the kids? And so we got a hotel on a Friday night for me and the twins, because you had a work thing in LA. Flynn was with grandma and grandpa. And then the next night, I didn't want Flynn to feel left out. So we got a hotel for Flynn, me, and Erik. And the twins stayed with my mom. And we woke up at a hotel with Flynn. And I was like, oh, we got to go do something fun. I found this epic reptile store that Flynn would have lost his mind over. And it just so happened that it was closed that day, which was so unfortunate. So I was looking up other fun things for kids to do in the area. Mind you, we are near a beach where we can go fishing, go to the tide pools. Like there's so much like nature-y fun stuff we could have done. But my not very smart brain was like, well, I'll tell Flynn the things that there are to do.
I said to you, I can't believe you gave this to him as like as an option.
He did love it. But I said, we can go to the beach, we can go fishing, we can go hoop net fishing, we can go to the tide pools. There's miniature golf, there's a trampoline park, and he interrupted me so fast. Trampoline park. I was like, well, there's other stuff too there. And I started listing other stuff, and he's like, trampoline park, nothing else. And I was like, well, you kind of said you wanted to go to a fish store. Do you want to go to a little fish store? He's like, no, trampoline park. Like it was done. It was done. And I at first was like, well, that's okay. Like
you'd never been to one, right?
I have been to one. We used to have one in my hometown.
But so these are, I didn't know that these existed. These didn't exist when I was growing up. And I think I've seen like videos online of people.
Yeah.
But I never knew what it's like a chain.
There's one that opened in my hometown for like a year and then closed. I'm sure they're like a huge liability and a mess.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So the one that I've been to was nice because it was new and it wasn't there very long. So like I didn't like go jump on anything. Maybe I did, but it was there with like my niece and nephews or something like that. But that's my only experience being inside of a trampoline park that I know of. So I thought, oh, that was fun and nice. And that might be good for him. Mm-hmm. And he said he wanted to do it and he loved it. So I'm glad we did it.
Loved it.
But it was honestly one of the most disgusting establishments, like of a play location for, like, it was very dirty. Everyone who worked there was nice that we met and like talked to, like everyone was nice. But it was very crowded and it was very dirty. And half
Well,
of it was closed.
I
half of this stuff, like
I did see like behind like a wall, like a employees only thing, like a giant tub of like they just had wipes like and spray bottles of like antiseptic, whatever. But there's nothing you can really do, like with just you just set up a big thing of trampolines. I mean, there's nothing you can do because it's just kids just running around indoors.
yeah.
Sweat,
There was just a lot of duct tape on things.
Yes,
And this was
this bothers you.
Yeah.
Cracks in vinyl.
Yeah, just duct tape on everything.
Really
and also,
upset
like,
you.
I've seen so many videos of people who are like, 10 top things I would never let my kid do as a nurse, as someone who works in the ER. This is stuff I would never let anyone do. And trampolines are always like one of the top things.
Specifically trampoline. It's like e-bikes, then trampoline parks.
So like, I was like, wait, why did I do this? And I had to walk out, guys. I mean, if you saw my vlog, you'd know, but like I had to leave because I was so anxious. My heart was racing. I felt like I was going to throw up. I couldn't breathe. I was like, I have to get out of here. It was hot, smelly, dirty, duct tapey. And it wasn't even, honestly, it wasn't that bad. It was like probably kind of nice to most people. But for some reason, I just walked in and went, oh no, I don't think I can be in here.
Yeah, you didn't belong there.
But
I had to take one for the team with that.
Yeah, the anxiety of just like knowing there were so many kids in a place that was like they could get hurt in was stressing me out. And so much of it was like closed down. And I was like, why is it all closed? And then I Googled like, are trampoline parks safe? And like, and all these results came up that were like talking about how gross and dirty they are and like unsafe and how they have to be shut down and blah, blah. And I was like, oh no, what did I do? And I was just like, oh no, this isn't something I think maybe should exist.
Yeah. Well, upon arrival, before we could go in, I filled out, like, cause they have like a kiosk as soon as you get there. It's like, fill out your waiver. It's like you're kind of hitting the face with it. And you have to sign. There was like 15 different places I had to sign on this waiver form about like not suing them upon injury of my child or myself, and then like they give you like specific socks you have to wear, and I got signed up Flynn and getting paid for Flynn, I got him the socks. Then I was like, oh, he's gonna kind of be by himself like in this mix, and I was like, oh no, I have to do it.
Yeah.
I had to do it with him. So I got myself the socks. And then I was like, I kind of had to be in it. And it's just like the one part that was just kind of like a big field of little individual trampolines. Kids were just going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And Flynn really wanted me to play with him and like, chase him around on this. But like, I'm like left and right dodging, and I'm on a trampoline, like leaping from little trampoline to little trampoline, like, and like, I'm just, at some point, I'm just like, I'm gonna nail one of these. Like I'm just like, with my knee or something, and I saw him almost get into like 100 different collisions.
Yeah,
it just seemed like I ate shit a number of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then the other half of it was like they had a big trampoline, and it was just like a dodgeball event. Like kids just signed up to throw balls at strangers. You know what I mean? Like other kids, like, and it was just yeah. And half of it was like half of the whatever attractions were like just
closed
crime
off.
scene
Yeah.
taped off.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, there was a lot of like, that kind of like gym mat vinyl had worn and cracked, and we'll just put a duct tape over it.
Yeah.
And the air
just felt
the air
thick.
felt thick and heavy. Yeah. It was
It was a fail on my part. I
was
shouldn't
just
have
like,
suggested
why
that.
did you
That was a
give
mistake.
this as an option? We're in this beautiful nature kind of place.
I know. It was a
And we're
mistake.
driving 20 minutes to go to
very rundown.
I didn't know
park.
that. I mean, obviously that's a chain, right? Sky Zone or whatever. Like, because
I don't know.
It seemed like a Chuck E. Cheese kind of thing. Like we have one of the, coming to a town near you kind of a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I do think that it needs to relax. I don't know that I'm a fan of those, but I actually remembered something that I'm like desperate to talk to you about, and I've been waiting to talk to you about it for like well over a week. Wait, now my brain's kind of going, there's a lot happening in my brain right now. I'm trying to organize my thoughts. Okay. I need to talk to you about something that I know we've talked about on the podcast before, but I want to go into more detail about it. So there was this like thing that went viral on some social media app where I guess hazing, which is like an initiation ceremony for like sororities or fraternities, I don't know, where I guess that's become illegal in a lot of places now. Like you're not allowed to do these.
Yeah,
like,
I think people have like
initiation thingies.
gotten hurt or died. Yeah.
So
Jeez.
there's like this clip, like body cam footage of like cops that like went viral where they went in and it was just like creepy. There's just like all these shirtless dudes in a basement not talking and they're like covered in wetness or something and they wouldn't say anything. The cops like, who's in charge here? Like what's going on? And it was just like really weird. And I watched it and I was just fascinated by it. And I was like, what is going on? It looked like a cult. And it was just weird. And this like one dude was like, I don't know who's in charge. I don't know. Call someone. I don't know. Like, and they were just like rude to the cops. It was super weird. Anyway, it went viral. And then I had this memory of like, wait, didn't Erik one time on the podcast talk about how he did some initiation thing in a fraternity or something? And I remember when we talked about it, I was really confused. I haven't gone back and listened to that episode and I don't remember really how I actually reacted, but I remember how my brain reacted. And in my brain, I was like, what's he talking about? That's not real. Like they don't, these aren't things that actually happen. Like what do you have to do in initiation? It was very confusing to me. I was very uneducated on the whole thing and I didn't know much about it. And so then when I saw this viral video, I was like, wait, this is a real thing. And then I started Googling it and like people have died doing these initiation things. Like I was like, okay, wait, I need to talk to Erik about this again because you've done this.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
And I feel like you didn't really, maybe you didn't, I just don't remember, but remind me, like, can you talk about it? Like, I want to know what you did.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any, I mean.
Is it like Fight Club where you like don't talk about Fight Club? Is it supposed to be like that?
Yeah, you're not supposed to like share those things, but like, my time with it was like very short. Like I went to the first university college I went to.
Well, maybe don't say what it is, right? In case you don't want to get like in trouble if you're like talking about.
What are they gonna do? Like was just so I went to one school for just my freshman year of college, and it was like halfway through that year, like fraternal sorority life was like really big at that school, and like halfway through that year, like people were like it just, and I had no idea. You know what I mean? It was like a whole new world to me. And like, it was like, half my friends weren't, but like half of my best friends, they were all going to do this one specific, like, rush or whatever, this one specific
I've heard of Alabama
fraternity.
Rush or something like that for the girls.
But like this one was like the kind of creative arts, like entertainment one. Like everyone was like interning in New York for like, some producer or something, you know what I mean? It was like, it was a way to like kind of make new friends and connections. Like, you know what I mean? When you're like, freshman in college, you don't like know a lot of people like, and that they're all like, like actors or, whatever. Like one guy that I did it with ended up being an SNL cast member. I think just for a year. But that's amazing. And now he's working on other shows and stuff like that. And I did end up, I got an internship for this like big producer where I like would go into Manhattan and like work, a couple days a week because of it. But in any case, so it was sold to me as that, but then it was very strange because then you're like, there's kind of like an interview process where you kind of get up in front of all these guys and like they have like a keg party and you go and then they like you kind of like.
Wait, the interview process is a keg party?
No, it's where you kind of meet them. They're kind of trying to sell you on the idea of this like fraternal kind of this club, you know what I mean? That's going to like, we're all cool. We're all chill. We have this house. We have these parties and like, and also like we're all just trying to help each other get ahead and like,
And your friends were in this.
Because there's other ones that are like, they're like the football guys or like this, whatever. But this one was specifically for like, didn't know that was a thing. And my three like that lived in my dorms were like, they were all like, also like kind of entranced by this idea. And it was so big at that school.
So you didn't have friends like, in it. You had friends that were in the dorm that wanted to be in it.
That wanted to be in it. And like, we were all going to like do it together. And then you kind of like audition, you kind of like, not audition, you kind of like give a speech in front of all of them about like.
Do you remember what you said?
Who you are, what you're about. Like, I think I just talked about like wanting to be like an actor one day or something, you know what I mean? And because at the school I was in like their first year theater program. And yeah, I don't know. So then all of a sudden they're like, you accept it, and then what you do is you pledge, which is like at a period. I think it was like 6 weeks, where for 6 weeks you're kind of like, they're kind, you know what I mean? They're kind of.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Your 6 weeks, you're kind of like they're like you just have to like kind of do things for, like you're kind of like they're bitch assistant, like, you know what I mean? Like, and then there's like kind of periodic events where you're kind of tortured.
Yeah, that's what I want to know about. You're talking a lot without telling me the goods. What happened in these torture sessions? Like, I'm so fascinated by it. This is crazy that this is. So I first of all, I still don't know much about these things, but like, I think they're illegal pretty much now. Like, you're not supposed to do them. I don't know if they always have been like, you're not supposed to do them, but like, what did you have to do?
Well, like there's the messed up thing that like
you are beating. You're such a politician right now.
I won't avoid the questions anymore because fine, I'll tell you, but I don't care. But like what happened is like that. I went through all this, and I think that they did this because they all went through it too, and now they get to, you know what I mean. It's just like a cycle of like, well, we had to when we were pledges.
That's such a boomer mentality, though.
And so we had to pledge since we had to do this. So now like we're and then they get to be sophomores and second year whatever. Seniors in college, and like so that they're getting to do it for years afterwards, and they only had to go through it for 6 weeks. So like there's like a cycle of that. But I didn't get that because like I did the pledge part, then got in, and then never went back to that school.
That's what's crazy to me is that like if I was tortured, which
I then transferred colleges, and then never was in a fraternity again. Didn't like keep in touch.
The mentality to me of like, I was tortured, so now I get to do it to other people is crazy because for me, like anytime I've been wronged by other people, I've never been like, or hurt. I've never been like, well, I can't wait till I could do that to someone. I'm like, why wouldn't people want to be like, we should change this to not be torturing people?
I don't think they see it as that. I think that it's like, it's like a brotherhood or sisterhood in the case of like a sorority. And I think it's to like you form, I think in hindsight, what it did, it made me really like the people that were in my like group, like it made us really bonded to each, you know what I mean?
Because you're all tortured together.
Because we were all tortured together, yeah. But it was kind of, but like now I wish I'd gotten to see it from the other side, because in kind afterwards, like I think it was like the worst, most awful thing, but also kind of funny, but also like why did I do that? I wish I didn't do it. I wish I'd have just like been like, oh yeah, have fun doing that. Like I'm gonna my grades tanked because of this.
Wow.
My grades were horrible my freshman year of college because of this experience. And like, so my personal experience is you spend a lot of it blindfolded. What? With like, you always had to have this bandana on you, and then they would be like, all right, we're picking you up, and then you would blindfold yourself, and then so a lot of it was blindfolded for whatever reason. Kinky. I don't know. Okay. But like, there was things like you would never know what was going to happen.
But I already have questions. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You want to hear, but then you're not letting me say.
Like, you can't just say a lot's blindfolded. When? Like you're at school.
I'm
like
literally
is it the
explaining
weekends?
it to you. No, this would be like an arrange. You kind of were always on call. Like you would go to your classes. And it was kind of like an intense 6-week period where this was kind of happened like every night.
What?
They'd be like, all right, we're picking you up at 7, and you would kind of go out and then blindfold yourself and then get in a car, and you wouldn't know what was going to happen. And it would be like they'd had like established things that they'd all been through that now you're going to go through to like part of the process to be in this thing. And there were like specific, like there was one night where we kind of just had to stand there blindfolded in the dark, and they just very loudly played Pink Floyd's The Wall album over and over again. Do you know this album?
No.
It's like a rock album from the 70s.
I've heard of that. Is that something where like, I think I've heard, is that the album where if you listen to it while watching Wizard of Oz, it like lines up perfectly or something like that?
Yes, it is. All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. Anyways, it's very like long songs, very instrumental, very weird, intense. And so that we kind of just had to stand there blindfolded to stand. So you couldn't sit down. And this went on for the entire night.
Oh my God.
For like 8 hours, just listening to Pink Floyd's The Wall over and over again.
How many of you are doing this?
There's, I don't know, 8 of us, 9 of us, 10.
Okay.
Somewhere on there. And like, and the guys that are,
Can you go pee?
No.
So where do you pee?
You just don't. I don't know.
You have to pee every 5 minutes.
And then they're just like, the guys are there and they're just like, hanging out, smoking pot, doing whatever. They're blasting, you know what I mean? But like, we're all standing in a line. You couldn't like move. And I think it was like 8 hours. And then that was one of them. There was another.
Can you talk?
Huh?
Can you talk?
No. You
just stand there in silence?
Yeah, because you weren't allowed to talk. And a lot of like one night you get picked up blindfolded and you don't know where you're going, and then you get out of the car, you're like, wow, it's really windy and cold here. Like, oh, we're at Jones Beach, and we were blindfolded, had to like walk in the middle of winter, had to like walk into the surf of Jones Beach blindfolded and like start doing push-ups. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Well, like that. That's
But
that's
like, so
what it
they
is.
said, so these people who lived at the house, how many of them
And you're
were
like,
there?
so you're blindfolded, you don't know where you're, and you're like, oh, this is sand, and you don't know where you're doing. You're kind of like,
Are they
they're
saying
like, walk
things to
forward,
you?
and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to walk into the ocean. Yeah, they're like,
So how many of them are telling you what to do?
I don't know. There's a lot of them.
So there's just a bunch of guys just like yelling at you to like walk blindfolded.
Yeah, and they're having,
into the
they're
ocean?
laughing and having the time of their life watching these idiots like go through this to that to.
What else do you? Okay, so you said there's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Every night you're blindfolded to do something. I need to know every single thing.
There was one night, I think the worst one that I remember, because there's outliers, right? Like certain people can be like a nice group of people, but then there's also dickheads, you know what I mean? And there was one night I remember, I forget what they called it, but essentially like we went to the fraternity house and like we're all blindfolded, we don't know what's going on, but then they're like, okay, this night is this and you're gonna eat this, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they had dog food bowls lined up, and we all had to eat dog food.
Wet or dry?
They put beer in it, so it was like dog food mixed with like beer and hot sauce.
But was it dog food from a can or from?
And then I
like
saw
kibble?
out of the corner of my blindfold the dickhead spit in it,
Was it kibble or wet food?
like the big chunky like big dog food.
Kibble?
Kibble, sure.
Like
Chunks.
dry or wet?
Dry. Not-
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it might have been all. Yeah, but there was a lot of throwing.
Did
up.
you eat it?
Yeah, and then threw it up. Yeah, there's a lot of throwing up.
What the hell?
There was another time where there was just like the middle of the day, and they were like, "You're like," and like, I think it was just like two guys that were just like, "Let's make them do something fucked up." Like, you know what I mean? They had us, and they were just like, "You're gonna chug water until you throw up,"
What?
and I just had to drink like a gallon of water to like.
It's probably easy for you because I feel like you throw up easily.
I think from that experience.
Okay, what else? Did they ever not have you blindfolded and do something? Or was it always blindfolded?
It was kind of always, yeah. There was one time where we had to drive to and I guess we kind of would have fun, but then we'd be like, what the hell is this? We had to drive to Philadelphia to like visit like another chapter at a different school in Philadelphia. So we drove from New York to Philadelphia and like did kind of the same thing there. But I remember like they had us like doing push-ups into like something sticky or something, you know, disgusting.
Did they ever make you like be naked?
No, nothing like that.
Did they ever? I mean, there's got to be so many. If 6 weeks, that's a lot of nights.
There's one night, yeah, it was like white noise on a radio, like in a closet.
That's
like
kind of nice. I'd fall
in
asleep
the dark,
in that.
and you
That's
just,
like how I fall asleep, honestly.
well, like a radio static, like really like torture kind of thing. And you're just kind of blindfolded in the dark, and that was like hours of just having to hear like crazy loud radio static.
So did
I don't
everyone
maybe
make it in?
Maybe a lot of it's like blacked out.
Did everyone make it in? Did you make it?
Well, no,
through
that was part of the
initiation?
things. If anyone wanted to quit, you had to help them. You know what I mean? You kind of like the thing is like I
Who
think
had to help who?
the pledges help each other make it through this kind of awful hazing experience, and that's how you like, you know, you're helping someone else who's having a hard time get through it. You're having a hard time.
So
they're
you all
helping
made it through?
Yeah, because and that's like, you know, it's a fraternal brotherhood thing. So you're like you're bonding, you're learning how to whatever. I mean, have you ever seen oh my God,
I can guarantee the answers now, so it doesn't matter if you don't remember the name.
Animal House? You've never seen Animal House?
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't think what I went through, I don't think it was inventing the wheel. I think this has been a long.
No, I know it
like,
wasn't. I know
along
it's
for
just like
a
something
long
everyone
time.
does, I guess.
And in retrospect, bizarro, Eric. Like, not me. Why did I do? You know what I mean? How was I convinced to do this? It's like I mean.
So
like,
is the goal you go through torture to like live in a dirty house with a bunch of dudes? Like, I don't understand the benefit of like getting in a fraternity. What's the benefit?
Well, like I said, then I had a bunch of friends that were all like invested in like, you know, helping me.
Yeah, but
You know
like,
what I
can't
mean?
you make friends like not being tortured?
Sure you can.
Because like
I don't know. I didn't know. I'd never been to college before. Like I said, the Greek life on this particular school was like half the people did. So you felt like an outsider if you didn't do it. But in hindsight, like my friends that didn't do it, I was like, oh, I could have just been hanging out with them.
right.
And I
it's just a
wouldn't
dude
have been
thing,
getting
clearly.
like D's in every.
Well, it's just a guy
class.
thing clearly too, because like girls aren't doing this, right?
Sure they are.
Sororities?
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
not blindfolding girls and making them be tortured.
I don't know what, I couldn't tell you, but I'm sure there's similar
Are they? Can you guys tell me? Because I feel so naive and like stupid about all this. I had no idea that this was like, so like, and I remember talking about it with you last time and being very confused by it all. And I still have 1,000 trillion more questions. I want to know everything they did because it just seems insane. It seems very illegal and wrong and bad. And like, why would you want to be like, and obviously I am wrong because so many people do it and so many people like it. So it's not clicking for me, but I want to understand, like, if someone can explain, like, what is the benefit of getting through it? Because then it's like, what, you get to be friends with people who are mean and torture and like to torture people. Like, I don't understand why you'd want to be friends with a torturous
I just think
bully.
I think well, again, I didn't stick around. I then transferred schools, but like, I think, yeah, I think it was probably pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know, because like these people want to be in our club and like we get, we kind of get to tease them for a week. You know what I mean? And like, there's like, we're having a party here, but then there's these like 8 idiots lined up with blindfolds on, you know what I mean? And we can like yell at them or tell them to do push-ups, or like the other thing was like, we always had to have like, you kind of had like a big brother that was already, you know what I mean? And you were kind of like always had to have a pack of their favorite cigarettes on you. Otherwise like you get in trouble. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of like,
oh yeah. So you said you had to do things for them too. Like,
yeah. Like that,
what else?
Like always pretty much give them cigarettes all the time.
My God.
I know.
This is crazy. You were in a cult, love.
I guess. Yeah. Now talking about it now, it sounds, was
there like a leader? Was there like a president?
Yeah,
or something?
I think you like vote for like a president, and there was all these like there was also all this like because these things have been around so long.
Yeah. So
like this thing had been around since like 1890 or whatever, and I'm sure it was very different then. You know what I mean? But like I could still recite them to you, but there's like the I don't know what you would call it, but like there's like like in Boy Scouts, you have like Scouts honor, and like you say a Scout is this, or whatever. It's like there's like that for the fraternity, like where I'm not going to do it, but like I'm not going to say which one, but like there's a whole speech that I still remember. That so you would so as you were being blindfolded doing this, you would also be like there's something very like important about the historical context of said fraternity. So you would have to memorize all the sayings, and you know what I mean, and the code or whatever, like this big long speech, like kind of like sing-songy kind of pledge allegiance kind of a thing. It's the best that I can compare it to. But then they would also be like, who was the president in you know what I mean? You have to like memorize like who was the 30 years ago, who was the president of whatever chapter, who was the, you know what I mean? There's a lot of like history. I'm sure if you ask someone that was like more involved and actually followed through and like went through it all, they would be able to better explain the purpose of it. 'Cause I have to believe that they at least think that there's a purpose, a method to the madness of this.
Well, the idea of like a house of people, of peers, a house of peers that are in the same interested in the same things as you, that are like your brothers or your sisters for life, and like you're close, like that to me, like I do understand that, like that does sound like appealing and good and whatever, but not if the way to get into it is to let people be mean to you and make fun of you and hurt you for 6 weeks. Like that part's the part I don't get. But I get.
I don't want to make excuses for myself, but like I had just lost a very close family member, and then that was like right before my senior year of high school. Then I went to this college in New York City. Two weeks after I got there, my freshman year, 9/11 happens.
Oy.
I was bizarro Erik, and I didn't know people, and everybody was doing this. So it's just like, this is what college is, and this is what we're doing. And I'm like this fragile, whatever, you know what I mean? And this, impression, I just felt like lonely, and the world is crazy, and like, so like it seemed less crazy then. I was high out of my mind, you know what I mean? I was smoking a lot of pot and drinking, you know what I mean? You're a freshman in college. I mean, that's what my experience was. Like, I'm sure it wasn't for you. And away from family and everyone I grew up with, and like everyone was doing this, and they're all like, we're interested in like acting in the industry too, you know what I mean? Blah blah blah. And then the next thing I knew, I was blindfolded, being yelled at, eat stuff till I threw up, and told to do, push-ups and it's in there. And I think with like the Pink Floyd night, I feel like you had to have your arms up too. Oof. You know what I mean? It was like, it was kind of, just like a test of wills,
Right.
kind of a thing.
I'm not shaming you or guilting you, or I don't think negatively of you at all and your choice to be a part of it, because I know you and and I think that's almost why it's confusing, because I'm like, I'm like, oh, I want to hug that Erik and be like, don't do that. No, they're being mean to you. But like, and I'm not, when I'm asking all these questions, it's not about you. It's about like the society of it in general and the fact that it exists and how it's existed so long. Because is it just something where it's like, it's what everyone does. It's what we continue to do.
I'll tell you, when you see, because I think the things that you see are from like the big Southern universities, like huge schools that have these like giant houses. Because it's what I see too sometimes, you know what I mean? And where they're all out in front of this mansion.
Right.
And they're doing this big choreographed dance.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not where I was.
Yeah.
Like they had like a 4-bedroom, like shitty little,
I don't even know what most of them
house.
look
And I remember
like.
they painted the walls like were orange.
Oh my
like
God.
it was like what this, you know what I mean? Like just everything was orange. Like they painted the fireplace orange because they thought it was cool.
God.
Black lights. You know what I mean? This is the era of like black light posters. Like
oh my God.
but it was, so it wasn't like Alabama Rush. It wasn't.
Yeah. We're just now realizing that it's past time for our babysitter has to go. So our kids need to come in.
They're literally banging on
I know.
the door.
Come in. All we're doing is we just talk about stuff. So we talk about things we like or things we don't like.
You might need two hands.
Some things in there.
Yeah, you can tell some things.
So you hold
I
this and then
go
you
to
talk
the
in
park,
there.
but I didn't want to leave, and I bring some monster trucks to there, and I bring my monster truck backpack out there, and I bring stuff in it like monster truck toys and monster truck things, and also I get some things for the Maisie talking kitty.
Ooh, that's great.
Wow. Thank you for telling us about all that.
Wait, one more thing, and I really wanted to put one stuff, but I really wanted to put more stuff, but I put one more stuff yet. It was the rainbow crown kitty, but I know what it is.
Wow, that's great.
all the stuff in your
That's all the
backpack?
stuff?
Yeah, it was all the stuff in my backpack.
Okay. Exciting. Can you hold it up for me, Maze?
Can I do some more when I hold it up?
Yeah, you can hold it.
Yeah. Today when we're recording this, you just announced some new show dates.
Yes. Atlanta,
I wanna go.
Nashville, Philly, and Boston.
Oh, I want to go to all of those.
I love
Can I be
monster
there?
chocolate.
He loves monster chocolate. All right, do you want to say bye-bye for us, Wesley?
Bye.
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 Can I say kiss in it?
Oh, that's so nice.
That
They
was
gave
very
him a
sweet,
kiss.
Wes.
Very sweet, Wesley.
And a hug.
Oh,
Aw,
a hug. That's so nice.
what a sweet boy.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Can you tell which one's the shy one?
Wesley will tell you it's him. He'll talk a lot about how he's shy.
Yeah.
He will tell you a long story. He tells every stranger he meets how shy he is.
Yep.
Huh, Wesley?
Yes.
Are you shy?
Yeah. No. I'm a little bit not shy.
Okay.
Sweetheart.
I thought there was Mario Kart playing on.
Love you.
You thought what?
I thought you and Daddy were playing Mario Kart.
You want to play some Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. See you guys later.